Hi students, in this video we are going to see standard electrode potential of transition metals or D block elements. First we must know what is redox reaction. From the name itself we can understand reduction and oxidation takes place in a same reaction. We can say that is redox reaction. RED refers reduction. OX refers oxidation. So in a reaction both reduction and oxidation takes place means that reaction is called a redox reaction. Now reduction means what? A metal may gain electron and it will form negative charge, or the charged cation may accepting one electron becoming neutral. Anyway, gain of electron. What do you mean oxidation? Donating of electron. Neutral may give one electron and forming cation. Listen carefully. Oxidation reduction we may study addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen like different definitions. In this reaction, in this unit, we are explaining reduction means based on gain of electron. Oxidation means based on donating of electron. So in the same reaction, one of the element may gain electron, it is undergoing reduction. Another metal may donate electron, which is undergoing oxidation. Now, who is undergoing reduction, which is acting oxidizing agent for the second one. So first one which undergoing gaining of electron. Gain of electron means reduction, that which undergoing reduction reaction, but at the same time which is acting as a oxidizing agent for second metal. Same way, the second metal or element undergoing donating of electron, that is called the oxidation. So, which undergoing itself oxidation, but it is acting as a reducing agent for the remaining one. So, first one undergoing reduction, acting as an oxidizing agent for second one. Second one undergoing oxidation, but it is acting as a reducing agent for first one. So the couple of reaction will take place in a redox reaction. One is oxidation reaction, another one is reduction reaction. Where the oxidation takes place, that atom acting as a reducing agent. Where the reduction takes place, that atom acting as a reducing agent. So this is very important, right? We just utter that one is undergoing oxidation, another one is undergoing reduction, one is acting as an oxidizing agent, another one is acting as a reducing agent. How will you find the value or reducing power of the element? We need standard electrode potential. By using standard electrode potential, we can measure the reducing power of the elements. Let us see what is standard electrode potential. The standard electrode potential is nothing but the EMF of a cell which is made up of hydrogen molecule. That hydrogen molecule may be converted into protons by losing 2 electrons. This reaction takes place under the condition in a cell pressure 1 atmosphere, 1 atm. Then temperature, standard temperature 273 Kelvin temperature. What is the EMF if you measure that E naught value only called standard electrode potential. Listen my dear students, we have to take a cell, okay? In detail about the cells and everything we will study in the 9th unit. Okay, so cell anode cathode, like we may have two compartment. One will undergo oxidation, another will undergo reduction. Transformation of electron will take place. Okay, right? In the cell, one of the electrodes should be hydrogen electrode. In that, hydrogen molecule may dissociated into protons. For this reaction, how much EMF if you are you measuring that EMF value of the cell under this 1 atmosphere pressure and 273 Kelvin temperature is called standard electrode potential. Or simply we can say you have to construct the cell under this condition. What is the EMF of the cell? That is only called standard electrode potential. After using, actually here you have to remember, here what happens? Hydrogen is donated electron, so which undergoing oxidation reaction. So we have to couple this anode, this electrode with any other metal. That X metal will undergo reduction. So this is reducing agent for hydrogen. Hydrogen is acting as an oxidizing agent for the unknown metal X. Okay, right. So by comparing this half cell with another metal, we can predict the EMF, standard EMF of the unknown cell or unknown metal. By the way, we have a table with a certain standard electrode potential of some metals. See, if the standard electrode potential of a metal is large and negative, standard electrode potential of a metal is negative, at the same time high value, large value, then this metal will have powerful reducing agent. Metal, we can refer M, that metal having powerful reducing agent. See, based on standard electrode potential, we can measure the reducing power. That only I told, right? So, the standard electron potential value we have to see for a metal. That metal having high standard reduction potential value, at the same time negative. So, negative at the same time high value. For example, 10.5. Like big value at the same time negative means they are only acting as a powerful reducing agent, because which easily losing electron. This metal will easily give the electron. The standard electron potential of few transfer metals we will see now. Titanium accepting titanium 2 plus accepting 2 electrons, and it is reduced to titanium. The standard electrode potential in volt minus 1.63. Vanadium 2 plus accepting 2 electron it is reduced into vanadium. Its standard reduction potential minus 1.19 volt. Then chromium accepting 2 electron, it is reduced into chromium giving 0.91. Then manganese, one of the important metal, by gaining 2 electron, it is reduced into Mn minus 1.18. Then iron, Fe2 plus accepting 2 electron and forming Fe, which having minus 0.44. It is continuing up to zinc. Okay, you just compare which one having more value at the same time negative. We can say this is only having negative as well as high value. So among all these metal titanium having more power of reducing agent. See this conformation, this formation, simply we can write M N M 2 plus 2 M. That means M 2 plus reduced into M. So hereafter we will use E naught of M 2 plus 2 M. That means as a 2 plus ion gain 2 electron and converted and reduced into metal. That is the meaning of this symbol M 2 plus bar M. Now we will discuss about 3D series. Usually this is nothing but 3D series only. First transition series. Scandium only missing. Titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, nickel, cobalt, copper, zinc, everything is given. Titanium to zinc, if you see the value approaching towards less negative from top to bottom, if you see what happened, try to decrease their values. Are you able to understand? 1.163, 1.19, 0.91, this is a unique character, we will see later. Then minus 0.4, then little by little it is trying to decrease. Do you know the beauty of copper? Copper alone having plus 0.34. Okay, that is given the table page number 107. Okay, so titanium to zinc, what you can understand, the standard electrode potential, standard reduction potential. This is not electrode potential, reduction potential. Standard reduction potential top to bottom, that means in this series from left to right, titanium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, top to bottom, what happens? They are trying to decrease their negative value. But there are exceptional. What are the exceptional? For copper, if you see, it is having positive reduction potential. Copper 2 plus accepting 2 electron copper, which having 0.34 positive value as a reduction potential. So this positive value is explains copper, elemental copper is more stable than copper 2 plus. Copper is more stable than copper 2 plus. That's why it's having positive value. If you have negative value, then only we can say they are stable. Positive means they are need more energy to form. Copper 2 plus 2 copper, if you want to convert, you need to supply more energy. Positive means we have to supply. Negative means it is liberating. Now you say all the remaining negative. So they are liberating some energy for this reaction. But copper alone, for the transformation of copper to copper, we need to pass the energy. From that we can understand as a copper elemental metal is more stable than copper 2 plus. There are two deviations. One is generally M, the standard reduction potential of M 2 plus 2M. That means 2 plus cation reduced into metal. Manganese and zinc more negative than regular trend. If you see in the overall trend, manganese having minus 1.18, zinc 0.76. If you see in the trend top, that means beginning to last, they are trying to decrease their value, but in between we have two exceptional. What are they? One is manganese and another is zinc. In the manganese, what happened? The value is 1.18 minus value only. Then zinc 0.76. If you compare all the remaining, these alone becoming odd one. Not followed the same trend. 0.76. If you compare the previous one, above to zinc we have plus 0.34. Same time manganese, if you compare, the above one is 0.91, below one is 0.44. So in between we have 1.18. It is unique. So these two are exceptionals. Why these two having different or not following regular trend of standard reduction potential values? We can see depends upon their electronic configuration. We know manganese Mn2 plus having 3d5 stable electronic configuration. If you add two more electron, which is not easily accepting, that's why this is not following regular trend of reduction potential values. Same way, copper 2 plus having 3d10 electronic configuration. 3d5 and 3d10 configuration, sorry, not copper, I told zinc. Zinc 2 plus having 3d10 configuration. Due to this 3d5 and 3d10 half filled and completely filled electronic configuration, they are having unique or irregular trend in standard reduction potential values. High oxidation states in the transition metals, in their high oxidation states tend to be oxidizing. Now we have seen the reduction series, that means reduction potential values for first transition metal series. Okay, yes. Now we are going to discuss their property. If you compare zinc and zinc 2 plus, which is higher ionized nature, Zn2 plus, that means high oxidation state. Zinc 2 plus, which is more oxidizing property, means zinc 2 plus. So the high oxidation states are having the tendency to acting as a oxidizing agent. We can have one more example. Fe3 plus is moderately oxidant. Fe3 plus, iron 3 plus, they are not a good oxidizing agent. They are moderately a strong oxidant. Oxidant is nothing but oxidizing agent. Reductant is nothing but reducing agent. Oxidize copper to copper 2 plus ion. They are acting as a strong oxidant due to its nature. Even copper, we already studied, copper metal is more stable than copper 2 plus. But copper can be oxidized to copper 2 plus by this Fe3 plus ion. I told higher oxidation state of metals having more oxidizing property, oxidizing tendency. Due to that nature, even copper more stable at elemental form, which can be converted or oxidized into copper 2 plus by using higher oxidizing agent, oxidizing state of Fe, that is Fe3 plus. Let us see the reaction. How Fe3 plus acting as an oxidizing agent for copper. Iron 3 plus accepting electron forming Fe2 plus. The EMF value is 0.77 volt. Then copper 2 plus accepting 2 electron, it is an equilibrium reaction, not favorable reaction. It is an equilibrium, will form copper along with the E0 value 0.34 that we already studied. Okay, copper 2 plus 2 copper we studied in the previous table itself, but 3 plus 2 2 plus we didn't see. Now by using this combination we can convert even copper to copper 2 plus ions. Okay, So we have discussed only M2 plus. If you convert M based on their EMF value, we have formed a series. Okay, the list of standard reduction potential values. Now the next one is M3 plus to M2 plus. M3 plus means metal with 3 plus oxidation state. If you convert to M2 plus by gain 1 electron. For that reduction potential, we can compare relative stability between M3 plus and M2 plus by using the standard reduction potential value of M3 bar M2. E naught of M3 plus to M2 plus. That means what? M3 to M2 formation reaction, how much EMF is produced. That EMF value used to measure the stability of ion. That's all. Okay. Usually we will use this only. M2 plus to M. This conversion only we will use to predict the standard reduction potential values. By using that their values, we can find their oxidizing power. Some example we will see for M3 plus to M2 plus. Titanium 3 plus may accept 1 electron and becoming titanium 2 plus. The reduction potential is minus 0.37. Vanadium 3 plus accepting 1 electron becoming vanadium 2 plus. Minus 0.26. Chromium 3 plus accepting 1 electron, chromium 2 plus. Minus 0.41. Manganese Mn 3 plus accepting 1 electron and forming Mn2 plus, which is having plus value 1.51. Then Fe 3 plus we have seen accepting 1 electron forming Fe2 plus. In this reaction we need to supply 0.77 volt EMF value. So these are the reduction value for the conversion of M3 plus to M2 plus. M2 plus to M we have seen. This is for M3 plus to M2 plus. Here we can see the negative value for titanium, vanadium and chromium, which indicates higher oxidation state is preferred. See, these all are having positive. First three, titanium, vanadium, chromium having negative reduction potential value, which indicates they are acting as an oxidizing agent. In their higher oxidation state, they are more stable. When we are getting negative value, that is only stable reactions. These reactions will not stable because we need to supply energy. Minus means that reaction liberates energy. So liberating energy only stable reaction. If you want to reduce this stable, already they are very stable, okay, because having negative reduction potential value. If you want to reduce again, already they are stable. If you want to reduce again, we need strong reducing agent, high negative value like zinc. Zinc we know that high negative value as well as in the bottom 0.76 minus 0.76 volt. See pa, in these conversions except 3 all are positive. That means all other not stable reaction. These 3 only more stable reactions. This stable reaction again if you want to reduce, we need strong reducing agent like zinc. We need strong reducing agent like zinc. Zinc having the EMF value, that means reduction potential value minus 0.76 volt. Then we will discuss about manganese. See, Mn. Here also we have highest positive value. All the other having negative value or positive value but low value. But manganese alone, if you see, which is having high positive value, reduction potential value is highly positive, which indicates M2 plus is more stable than M3 plus. From that we can understand M2 plus is more stable than Mn3 plus. Due to this reason, this reaction having high reduction potential value. Then we will see Fe3 plus to Fe2 plus, that having 0.77 volt. This low value indicates Fe3 plus and Fe2 plus can exist under normal condition. See, positive value also should not be high. But you see Fe3 plus to Fe2 plus which having 0.77. Normal, low but positive value. This indicates this Fe3 plus and Fe2 plus stable even at normal temperature, normal condition. Then we can see in this comparison, manganese to iron. If you see, sudden drop we can see. Manganese to iron, manganese plus 1.51. See, suddenly it is reduced into 0.77. Why, sir? Sudden change takes place in the reduction potential value. That is due to their electronic structure. Mn3 plus having 3d4 configuration. Due to its electronic structure only, the sudden change in the reduction potential we can see. The half filled is more stable or more feasible. We know that for manganese. Let us move on the next topic, magnetic properties. What do you mean magnetic properties? Particularly that D block elements, transition metals, have a magnetic character. Most of the transition elements are paramagnetic. Paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic are the types of magnetic properties. See, the magnetic property is related to its electronic configuration. We know in 11th itself we have studied. In 11th itself we have studied electrons are spinning around the nucleus. That means if you take nucleus, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. At the same time, this electron itself spins itself. It is spinning itself and revolve around the nucleus or orbital motion. Due to this two motion, they are attaining certain tiny magnetic field. Listen. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. At the same time, it spins itself. These two makes the small or tiny magnetic field. That magnetic field is generated. It can be measured in the name of magnetic momentum. How do you measure that magnetic field? Magnetic momentum or magnetic moment. Based on their magnetic properties, we have four magnetic properties. One is paramagnetic, second one is diamagnetic, third one is ferromagnetic, the last one is antiferromagnetic. There are four types of magnetic field we can see in the elements. Material with diamagnetic, that means no elementary magnetic dipoles, means they are called diamagnetic. Let us see one by one. First, we can discuss about diamagnetic character. Diamagnetic means which does not have any elementary magnetic dipoles. No magnetic dipoles. So if you take any metal which does not have any magnetic dipoles or any interaction, okay, but which is repelled by applied or external electric field. Why they are not having any magnetic dipoles means all electrons are paired in nature. All the electrons are paired means which does not having any magnetic dipoles. That's why they are called diamagnetic character. But they are repelled by external magnetic field. There is no magnetic field inside, but why they are repelled by magnetic field? Due to magnetic induction is introduced in the material which generates weak magnetic field. See, the magnetic field, because presence of magnetic induction introduced to the material itself generates weak magnetic field, that is oppose the applied field. Due to that opposition, they are repelled by external magnetic field. So anyway, diamagnet does not have any elementary magnetic dipoles, but what is the reason there is no dipoles means all the electrons are paired, but they are repelled by external magnetic field due to magnetic induction is introduced to the material, which introducing magnetic induction. So they are repelled by external magnetic field. Let us see about paramagnetic material. Paramagnetic solids, that is opposite to dia. Dia does not have any single electron, all electrons are paired. But even one single electron or unpaired electron having, the material having unpaired electron means they are called paramagnetic. Why they are called paramagnetic? These unpaired electrons are producing magnetic dipoles. If you take the unpaired electrons, they will form magnetic dipoles. Due to magnetic dipoles, they are arranged as a domain. They are isolated from one another. One is paired one, another is unpaired one. They are isolated separately. That's why they are having paramagnetic character. The absence of magnetic field, the dipoles are arranged random. If you see without magnetic field, it may arrange in various directions. But if you apply external magnetic field due to unpaired electron, all the electron may aligned towards the applied magnetic field. Due to that, they are attracted by external magnetic field. Diamagnetic repelling the external magnetic field due to all the electrons are paired in nature. But paramagnetic having unpaired electron, due to unpaired electron, before applying magnetic field all are randomly arranged. But if you apply the magnetic field, they will arrange towards the external magnetic field, then they will be attracted by magnetic field. Then ferromagnetic. From the name itself we can understand, which is similar with our domain structure, similar with the iron. So ferromagnetic materials having domain structure, which having domain. What do you mean domain structure? Some electrons may form like packets. They may have separate arrangement. So like they may have domain structure, but the spin dipoles of adjacent domains are randomly oriented. See, if you compare these two, they may not have same orientation. They may have different orientation. Like each and every domain may have different arrangement or orientation. Some transition metal elements or ions with unpaired d electron show ferromagnetic. Why are this kind of ferromagnetic magnetic field is present? Due to unpaired d electrons, d orbital electrons. Generally unpaired means paramagnetic, but particularly the unpaired electron in d orbital means that particular elements, not all the d electron singly filled d electrons, some of the elements showing this ferromagnetic character. Let us see 3D transition metal ions in paramagnetic. We have to measure their dipole moments. For that we have spin contribution only formula. Spin only formula. We can measure the paramagnetic value only for paramagnetic. Remember, paramagnetic character we can measure by using spin only formula. The orbital moment L is said to be quenched. So the magnetic momentum of ion is given by mu is equal to G root of S plus 1 then mu B, that is Bohr magneton. What is S? That is spin quantum number. S is nothing but spin quantum number. Then what is mu B? Bohr magneton. What is G? G is nothing but n by 2. That means which value? S value we can write unpaired electron. Number of unpaired electron S by 2. Okay. For ion, number of unpaired electrons we can calculate. That is S equal to n by 2. Here the 2 is G value, which is under the division, that is only denoted as a G value. Let us apply all the values in the above equation. What is G value? That is 2. S value n by 2. Here also on S, n by 2 plus 1. If you simplify, 2 n into n plus 2 divided by 4. If you take it out 4, we can cancel 2, the remaining root of n into n plus 2. So this is the spin only formula to measure magnetic moment values for paramagnetic substance. The values, paramagnetic values are given for many ions. That is very important. We will see some examples. Scandium 3+, titanium 4+, vanadium 5 plus. All are having the outer electronic configuration is 0. So d value 0 means number of electron also 0. Number of electron 0 means mu is equal to root of n into n plus 2. N value 0 means root 0 then 0. Then we can say all these elements are does not have any magnetic field, so they are diamagnetic character. The same titanium 4 plus diamagnetic. What about titanium 3 plus? Titanium 3 plus having one electron in the d orbital. Then mu is equal to root of n into n plus 2. N value is 1. So 1 plus 2. Then root 3. Root 3 value is 1.75. 73 or 75. So like we can find the magnetic moment value. We can take one more example. Chromium 2 plus. Chromium 2 plus. How many? Outer valence electron d4. So mu root of 4 plus 2. So root of 4 into 6. So 24. Root 24 is nothing but 4.89. So likewise we can predict the magnetic moment value by using spin-only formula. Catalytic property we'll see in the next video. Thank you.